Hello everybody, welcome back to another commentary video. I decided to make another one because I've been meaning to talk about a topic on YouTube that has been a very striking topic recently, a very hot take type of topic. Basically, YouTubers have an issue where once they get to a certain growth point in their channel, they think they can basically do anything and use and abuse their platform. And another issue that YouTube has is a huge groomer problem. YouTubers becoming groomers for one reason or another. Now, I originally had a script for this plan, but I decided to forego that script and just talk straight from like what I was feeling. So yeah, the main ones I wanted to talk about. Well, the first one I'm going to talk about is Lionmaker. Lionmaker was a Minecraft YouTuber, and but a few years ago he started to fall from his status as a Minecraft god because it got exposed that he was dating a 15-year-old named Paige the Panda who would also play with him. After, I guess, a fight or a breakup or something, he posted her nudes, like full-on nudes, on his Twitter for his thousands of his fans to see, who are mostly children. Also, Paige was underage at the time. And so yeah, it's basically a CP. Surprisingly, he wasn't immediately canceled for it. People talked about it years ago, but it wasn't until this year, within 12 months, that he was really scrutinized and basically kicked off. No, he was kicked off the platform. And Lionmaker played with Stampy Cat a lot, and Stampy Cat is one top 5 favorite YouTubers of all time. And it really pains me to see someone who was friends with one of my favorite YouTubers of all time be like this terrible person who did all these terrible things to a child. It's very hard to swallow. But another person who became a groomer, the one that probably hurt the most was Minilad. And I'm saying it hurt the most because I was a very huge fan of Minilad. I would say he was in my top 5 favorite YouTubers. But in late 2020, he was in mid to late 2020, it was exposed by this girl named Haley. Basically, she had said, Minilad groomed her, gaslit her, basically all this stuff, and sent these pictures, it wasn't straight nudes per se, but it was suggestive pictures. Minilad, answered this 15, he basically made 15 apology videos. At first people didn't believe her because, people wouldn't immediately jump the gun because there were so many cases where someone would be, called a rapist or child predator, that sort of thing, and it turns out they're completely innocent, which happened to Pyrocynical, but we'll talk about that later. And basically people didn't believe her at first. She provided straight evidence, and then Minilad confirmed the evidence was true. And basically everyone turned on him. Not everyone. He still has fans, which is sad to say. He made a multitude of videos apologizing for it. He made one basically saying that some were true but others weren't. And then he made another apology video, the most recent one, where he basically owned up to everything. Owned up, quote unquote. Heavy quotes on that one. It doesn't seem right, and he hasn't posted since the video came out a few weeks ago, which I'm glad he hasn't posted, and I hope he never posts again. But after the whole drama first happened and people started turning against him, he still uploaded, which was a huge red flag to everyone that he wasn't really serious about it. The last really one I wanted to talk about before we get on to the topic of Pyro is Call Me Carson. Now, Call Me Carson is the most recent one. I say recent with quotes because it happened a month or two ago. No, it happened a month ago. It happened in early January is when he got exposed for having conversations with a 17-year-old when he was 19. Now, I know you might say, oh, well, he was 17. Well, he was 19 and the person was 17. That's not a huge age gap. There are a specific set of laws, it depends on where you live, but called the Romeo and Juliet laws, basically depicting that if you were dating them before you or they became 18 or up, it was fine as long as no sexual activity happened between those two until they were both over 18 or over. But I don't think the Romeo and Juliet laws apply here because Call Me Carson started, talking and dating them while he was 19 and they were 17. There was no before he turned 18 they started talking. No, he started talking to her when she was 17 and he was 19. I don't care if you think that's not bad because it's not that big of an age gap. He was still an adult and she was still a minor. No matter which way you look at it, it's like he still was in the wrong. Also, even if he wasn't canceled because of that, and people were like, it's only a 2-year age gap. It's not that bad. He also lied to Jay Schlatt about, fixing himself, because he told the Lunch Club members that he, was sorry that he did it, he felt horrible, but he wanted to change. So, Schlatt and the other Lunch Club members were helping him change, but Schlatt heard from some roommates and some other, close friends that he wasn't changing, and he was going back to his original behavior. And, so basically, even if he wasn't canceled for that, he would have been exposed as a liar. Basically, we haven't gotten a response from Carson yet, mostly because, he's in prison. If you guys haven't seen the mugshot photo that is infamous around the internet right now, he reportedly went to prison. Now, some people are asking why haven't you heard from him yet, and I'd say because he is in prison. I think he's in prison. People say it's still a rumor, but he had, the timing of that picture coming out, at this point, he's in jail. Let's be honest. Call Me Carson was he became one of my favorite YouTubers in the late end of 2020. Because he was, that's when I really started getting, into Swagger Souls. I've always loved Swagger Souls. I've been watching him for years, but, 2020 was the year that I really started watching them again. And Call Me Carson was an extension of that, basically, because him and Swagger have, the same, humor. Alright, so post-editing CB here, I decided to cut out the part where I re-talked about Power Cynical, because I realized I was literally just repeating the same things I said in my Power Cynical video and the same things that everyone has said. To give an overview, he did an oopsie. He owned up to the oopsie. His oopsie has been forgiven. Anyway, so yeah, I decided to cut it out for time, and I would just repeat the same stuff I said in my Power video. If you want to go watch that Power video to get more stuff in depth, go watch it. But yeah, this had a little bit of an abrupt ending, I'm sorry, but, cutting out the Power bit did cut out a lot of context. But yeah, thank you guys for listening.